So I got to figure out what my next project is. The last project I made failed miserably and is in the burn box. I didn't even show a video of it. It was such a massive failure. I don't want to talk about it. You cannot convince me to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about this. Well, if you must. No, I'm not going to talk about it. Just deal with it. But this project is probably going to work out a little bit better. If not, then you won't see this video either. I don't have a problem sharing my failures, but in this particular case, that one was such a massive and embarrassing failure that I'm going to have to go to therapy for years for it. So, but anyways, I'm going to make something similar to this. David Prosciutto from Make Something made a video on this type of frame clamp. I'm going to use this as a template. I'm not going to use his plans. I'm just using a photograph as my template. I'm working off my measurements of what I think I need, and we'll see how it works out. I'm going to be using some scrap pine I have sitting around. This was originally my tall fence for my bandsaw, but it didn't work out too well either, so I'm not going to talk about this either. You're just going to have to look at somebody else for this level of failure. So, but I'm not going to talk about it. But first trick is I'm going to cut this board down, and I'm going to cut, I think I'm going to be about an inch and a half, maybe even 2 inches wide. And then it doesn't have to be full thickness, so I can see what we do. Let's get it started and mill this down. Using this quick corner jig, I drew rounded corners on all the boards. I did it on both sides because it seems like when I don't do it on both sides, I have a problem. I'm going to do a couple things that David didn't do on his, and one of them is that I'm going to drill a hole in the corner this is the cutout for the clamp itself, and I'm going to drill a hole here, and I'm going to do a 1/4 inch hole there to just have a place for the corner of the frame to go. I also did this wider than his plans did, just because bigger is better, baby. Well, that was smooth. I said I was going to drill a hole in the center first, and I didn't do it. I got so excited about using the bandsaw that I forgot to drill the holes. So what I'm going to do is to recover on that is I'm going to use the router table. I have to pull out the router table anyways because I want to round over all the edges and take care of all that. Now I have these rough cut, and so I still need to refine it and clean it up. I'll use a drum sander for that, actually the oscillating belt sander, and then I'm going to do the same for these as well. So I am drilling the holes for the measurements on the side pieces here, and I don't imagine it needs to be all that terribly precise, but I made a jig to do this, and what I did with the jig was, and this is it here, is I got 2 holes drilled. One I have a peg in that fits in the hole, And what I do is this one hasn't been drilled out yet. I go ahead and butt up the blank to the peg, flip it over, and drill out that hole, the second hole here. Then what I will do is I'll move it over and fit that hole over that peg, and then drill out the second hole, and then I continue on. The final hole here, which is really close to the end, is I want that to be closer, so what I did was I just went ahead and marked where that is going to line up with the edge of the block here, and then I just drilled that hole too. I decided to use an oil finish for this project. I figured that way the glue may not stick so bad onto it when it gets dripped on there. I think it looks really nice. I'm going to let it set overnight to dry and set, and then I'll assemble this, and the next video we'll be making a frame with this. We'll see how it works. I used boiled linseed oil. Now this can looks like it's really old, and the reason it looks really old is because it is, and I have no idea how old it is. I got this can after my father passed away from his finish cabinet, and he passed away back in 1996. So this has been sitting in my cupboard since then, unused, and it's still fine. It still worked just fine. So just because you got an old can of finish doesn't mean it's garbage. All right, so we have all the parts cut and drilled out, and they've been all finished with boiled linseed oil, and it's been a day, so it's dried out, so now it's assembly time. Oh, here we go. So this hole here is a superfluous hole. It was just one too many, so what we're gonna do is put that there, put a washer on, and put a wing nut. Now this one you don't have to tighten too tight. This is really, these pieces here are really wanting to be moving easily. And what the idea here is that you'll be able to put your frame within here, and the idea is that you get it close, and it's going to fit like this, and then you're just going to use a clamp, and it will adjust as needed this way and that way, and then it will it will clamp your picture frame. It took me a little finagling on the first try here to get the frame clamp and the adjustments correct, but a little bit of pre-planning, and before I add glue, I haven't added glue yet, I think it's going to work out just all right. I need to still do a little bit more adjustments, but the way this is designed here, it makes it easier. So what I will do is adjust it, glue it, adjust it, and then slightly clamp, and then adjust it again. And then once it's adjusted good, then I can put clamps this way to make sure everything's straight. I think this is going to be all right. Okay, it's time to take it out of the clamps, and let's see how this new dealy whacker worked out. Uh-oh. This is a problem. All right, let's see if we can. Let's see if we can get these. I should have waxed these boards. There we go. All right. Oh, lesson learned. Next time I'm gonna wax.
Or do something too.
Good. Finally, after every woodworking project, you should always count your fingers. You end with 10. Good job.